strangest outbursts that we have ever seen. And these all went down during none other than the final few shows of his Anita Max Win Tour, which really, with the way Drake was going here and all the cringe moments, it's safe to say that with these performances, there has never been a more boring set of shows that Drake has ever done in his entire career. And making this tour all the worse, Drake's actually say, the ones who didn't turn on me, the ones who are still real. I appreciate you. With Drake saying something like this, while it may be a nice nod to the remaining people who are desperate enough to stay on Team Drake, for Drake to start off a statement that was trying to
Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on? We're back with another banger. Yes sir. Now today's video we got why Drake just had a meltdown so bad it made him quit rap and his tour. Y'all know last video we were talking about Drake randomly canceling I think it was either 3, 4, or 5. One of those options. I want to say it was 4 of his tours randomly. You feel me? And he didn't explain why, so I guess we're gonna find out this video why Drake canceled his tours. That being said, if you're new here, don't forget that big red subscribe button and that like button. We're on the road to 400 subscribers. And gang, at the time of this recording, today's date is March 7th. I almost fucked up. March 7th, and we're at 300 subscribers. 307 subscribers. Actually, if I'm being 100% accurate. You feel me, gang? You guys are going absolutely crazy. I just want to say shout out to you guys. We might hit 400 subscribers before the end of April. Gang, let's see if we can do it. The power of you guys is insane. Just want to say thank you. Enough with this intro. Let's see what Fantastic Hip Hop is got to say about Drake, man, why he canceled his tours. Let's get it.
Mr. Drake, after canceling his tour out of nowhere and shocking everyone by ending an entire series of shows he had planned within a way like we have never seen, what we are finding out now is that beyond the low ticket sales, things for Drake were way worse than we could have ever thought, because during the last few shows of the Anita Max Win Tour, what we have now seen is that Drake has really let everything going on get to his head. And because of this, he had a meltdown not just on Kendrick Lamar, but on the entire rap game and music industry, and seemingly because of this, more than the poor ticket numbers could ever do, Drake has actually not just given up on this tour, but every single thing around his music career. And now before we...
Alright, we are back. The camera fucking overheated, and now it's at 9% from 54%. I really don't understand this battery sometimes. I need to get a new one. It's about that time. But let's see if we can finish off this video. Let's get back into it.
We go any further into...
Oh, hold on. Headset was off. 1 second. Alright, we are back. Let's get it.
All of this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so everybody can know
what's really going on
behind the scenes with Drake and OVO. And so with that said, when it comes to Drake and this moment, in the timeline of events that we have already seen, as we already thought that the entire cancellation of this tour has been one of the strangest moments that we have witnessed recently as rap fans, because really with Drake leaving the road with the ridiculous cover-up that we all had to read, over everything else, what we could clearly see is that something was very off on Drake's end, and they are definitely hiding something from us. And the more we explore what was going on behind the scenes, what we are now putting together is that everything for Drake got way more out of control than we could have ever expected. And I mean, when it comes to why this is, we shouldn't be surprised, because really, Drake being this much in the public eye during the same time where no matter how else you try to put it, Kendrick Lamar has been winning in every single sense of the word possible, has been getting him more and more mad. And seemingly because of this, Drake has given up on trying to compete with Kendrick, at least in the limelight right now. Which in of itself, trying to compete with Kendrick head to head in...
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie, Drake, you should have been packed it up as soon as he released a song Not Like Us, bro. I'm not even gonna be like, no jokes, no nothing. Y'all know, like I said, I'm a Drake fan and a Kendrick fan. You feel me? I'm in between both of them, but I'm gonna call it like it is, bro. Drake is doing some weird ass shit, bro. Like, this nigga is full blown crashing out. It's absolutely insane. He should have just stopped making music once Kendrick released Not Like Us, the diss, and kept it pushing, you know? Went under fucking for a little bit, wrote some music, and they came back out, you feel me? But he's just not doing that. I don't know what's going on with Drake, bro.
In a time where he
somebody
had
in his ear or something, I don't know,
show going on, and he of course ended up sweeping the Grammys, was just ridiculous, and once again was another example of how Drake never properly estimates his opponents. Still, with Drake not recognizing that Kendrick Lamar is on one of the greatest runs any rapper has ever been now, there's nobody he can blame for this but himself. And with the ending of this tour, we saw just how bad all of this is getting for Drake, as he had some of the strangest outbursts that we have ever seen. And these all went down during none other than the final few shows of his Anita Max Win tour, which really, with the way Drake was going here already, because beyond not being able to fill up all of these arenas, which would have looked so bad for his entire image at this point, and really Drake would not even be able to come back from that. Beyond just the humiliation of Drake no longer being able to fill out arenas when Kendrick Lamar is about to fill up stadiums, the bigger problem at hand and why this tour just got out of...
I don't know, bro. Just like he said. He could have just fucking, like I said in the last video as well, he could have just said, fuck it. You know, I see my shit is actually going down. It's really dropping. My fucking tour dates aren't selling out no more. Yeah, the ones that aren't sold out, fuck it, cancel them. It is what it is, you feel me? I'm not about to go out like that, you feel me? I feel like that Drake was just looking at it like he's about to get turned as a meme, even though he is a meme right now. You feel me? You're like low-key being a walking L, the way you're acting right now. I'm not even gonna lie. This shit is just, it's just coming off a little childish now at this point. Like, bro, you know you lost the rap beef, you feel me? And your numbers are doing bad because of your music. It's not good, you feel me? You got a couple songs on there that, you know, decent, you feel me? I kind of fuck with on the album, but most of them, bro, are not hitting like that, you feel me? It's just time for you to pack it up and do better, bro. Come on now.
Control, and why Drake canceled it the way he did is because Drake has been making these tours less and less about performing and celebrating his music and career. And instead of doing this, between people going to these shows trying to get a handout from him with their signs that are just begging him for things, and Drake not even performing the actual music and just running around and playing karaoke on stage, and then even letting the DJs play the songs that actually have been gaining Drake the most momentum since the beef and not playing them himself, which is what he is doing when Nokia is playing at these shows. Which in of itself, the fact that Drake is not giving this record good performances is another reason why the record is not gaining the momentum that fans think it should.
See,
and why
look,
they need to stop with the narrative.
If he doesn't want to stop making music, my nigga, at least perform your top hits. You feel me? Stay performing your top hits, what everyone knows, what everyone likes you for. You feel me? Perform those songs. Stop trying to perform your newest songs that no one really gives a fuck about. You feel me? Your own DJ is performing putting on your old songs that everybody fuck with so people can actually get into it. You feel me? This shit is getting crazy.
Narrative that this record is being suppressed because the only thing holding it back is Drake's unenthusiasm, which overall, with all of these factors and all of the cringe moments, it's safe to say that with these performances, there has never been a more boring set of shows that Drake has ever done in his entire career. And making this tour all the worse, Drake's actually using the little time he is talking on the microphone to just unravel his thoughts and anger towards everything. And as a result of this, we have been getting some genuinely weird moments that are truly just showcasing how angry Drake is, but also how complacent he is in the fact that he does not want to actually change anything about what he is doing. And as already, before this tour completely went off the rails, we were seeing Drake do things like encourage fans to bring in signs that were disrespecting and saying awful things about Kendrick Lamar. And of course, there was a moment where a fan held up one side that said F Kendrick, and Drake responded to it saying facts. With what we have seen now, a moment like that looks pretty calm. Because overall, these performances have got a lot weirder, and with some of the clips
when you're
coming
losing
out,
the beat,
it seems like these things are not even gatherings for music. But in actuality for Drake, they are just launching grounds for him to crash out and vent to thousands of people like we never have seen before, as the first weird moment from Drake's shows recently comes from when he was standing and looking into the crowd. Fans started to chant F Kendrick, which I mean, considering the reality of everything and the fact that these people still went and put their effort into going into a Drake concert, I mean, that's no surprise that
you can't really be mad that his fans are saying, fuck Kendrick, because, Kendrick's way of saying fuck Drake is his fans screaming, not like us. You feel me? Come on now. It's about the same, you feel me? So you can't really be too mad about his fans saying fuck Kendrick, because they really don't know what else to say. You feel me? None of your music like his, instead of him saying fuck Drake, it's not like us. You feel me? Come on now. It's still a diss towards you, but not really saying nothing vulgar like you are. You feel me? And your fans are. It's just crazy.
Are chanting this, but what's interesting here is that Drake doesn't just take in the moment, but I mean, you can see from the clips that he is encouraging fans to say this and only wants to hear it more. Which again, considering where the beef has went between these two, while on some level this wouldn't be surprising, in reality, for Drake to act like he is so scared of Kendrick with the claims he has made in his suits, but then try to act so tough here, it almost seems like Drake feels validated being in these crowds to just go crazy and crash out, and this is the only time he ever does. Which, I mean, all of this is just so off-putting. And considering how being this upfront about dissing Kendrick this all is for Drake, it really seems like he's almost breaking the character he has been trying to play and convince people not in the know with to make him look like a victim of everything that has happened as a whole. And now, even more revealing than this, and just showing how Drake is straight up raging at the entire industry because everything about his loss and how he has failed is really settling in, he made a speech where he said, "For all my collaborators, all the producers, and all the artists that I've worked with," but then of course had to butt into that trying to say, "The ones who didn't turn on me, the ones who are still real, I appreciate you." With Drake saying something like this, while it may be a nice nod to the remaining people who are desperate enough to stay on Team Drake, for Drake to start off a statement that was trying to support people but then of course putting things like the way we saw, he knew what he was doing here, and really with a statement like...
But it's not just that, Fantastic, you feel me? It's not even that people are trying to stay with him on his bandwagon, you feel me? A lot of people just stop fucking with Drake just because of what he's doing. You feel me? Like, I know a bunch of rappers stop fucking with him just because of a lot of shit they seen off the internet and how this nigga's been acting, suing everybody. You feel me? No, anyone that says something about him or he doesn't like, he's suing you. So yeah, my nigga, if I'm a rapper, I'm not gonna do no music with you just in case the song don't do well. You try to sue me for it. It's like, bro, I don't know what you're doing right now. You're just crashing out. I'm gonna stay my distance away from you. You feel me? That's how I feel like most rappers are doing right now.
This was trying to just throw more business out at these people in any way he possibly can. And I mean, it's so funny when Drake fans complain about how Kendrick Lamar and everybody else around him are still keeping the beef going, when you see things like this, because while someone like Kendrick has not said a single thing to or about Drake aside from when he performed Not Like Us since their diss tracks released, from music to posts to meltdowns like these, we have seen Drake continue to express that he isn't just not over all of the beef that has went down, but that he is still livid at Kendrick Lamar and wants to actively try and get a massive win on him in any way he possibly can. And really, with Drake being at this point where his shows have just gotten so strange in terms of how little they are featuring good performances and live rapping and are only being talked about for failing to fill out buildings or for crash outs like these, what's really starting to seem like the clear and obvious answer to why these shows were canceled is that Drake and his team have seemingly realized that this Anita Max Wood tour is worth nothing to what they are trying to do currently, and because of this, they are packing things up because they have nothing to gain. Because for Drake, on every single level, it is so obvious that he was blatantly bored of being on stage and performing his music, which, I mean, as a rapper and artist is concerning because at the end of the day, that is what you're famous for, and performing is the most pure way for you to deliver your art. But also,
there's no way he canceled his show because his shows, 4 shows, because he was bored and tired of performing his music. My nigga, the way your numbers are looking, you should keep performing. You feel me? Definitely keep performing to try to get more people to listen to your shit because your numbers are dropping, bro, more than 50% now. This shit is getting wicked for Drake. You feel me? Like, wicked.
Because of the weird disses Drake has been making towards Kendrick and the stuff he has been encouraging on stage, his team very well could have seen this and recognized how chance like these show that in the suit he is trying to win, that all the stuff we are now seeing from Drake could be spun around to say that Drake has always had the same level of influence that Kendrick does.
Why is everybody still wasting their time trying to learn how to skip ads?
We're doing so good.
Move on. This Chrome extension takes 5.
And that Drake has also tried to do the same things to Kendrick's image as Drake is claiming that Not Like Us did to his, which will ultimately add to the idea that this was always a competition.
I mean, he joined a rap beef. What do you think it was going to expect?
Of what they were getting into, which with all of this, and really is when it comes to Drake, as everything he has been doing is for the opportunity of what he can gain because he is so clearly disinterested in the actual art and craft of what he is putting out and what performances he is giving, this at least on some level seems to check out because overall Drake now seeing after a tour an album that did nothing for him, Drake is now giving up on pushing himself in the competitive fields of performing and rapping, which is so clear because with everything leading up to the end of this tour, he is showing no care for what he is doing beyond the bare minimum of it all because even with SSS for you. As it stands, why have we seen no videos or any other efforts to try and push this album and make it do better?
That is true, though.
Unless it's just an extension of the fact that now that this
I'm not
album
gonna lie, that is true though. Why haven't we seen any more music videos from his album from just the intro? You feel me? He hasn't dropped nothing else, so I don't know, man. Fantastic Hip Hop's kind of spitting right here. I'm not gonna lie.
On lower numbers than Drake ever has, that he just doesn't care about it anymore and will not put the effort into telling the story of it because he is not gaining something directly. And really, without the music or the tour doing anything for him as a whole, it really just seems like Drake has now given up on these measures of winning people back, and is now putting all of his effort and care into one thing to end his loser's lap, and the success and dominance of Kendrick Lamar as a whole, which is of course his lawsuit. And I mean, while there is already a lot to discuss there, which will need its own video, what we can already see is that with Drake now being at a point
he's still
where
going with this lawsuit.
He has canceled an entire tour and has given up on a new album just because their reception was maybe worse than usual, and now he is trying to win a beef by having what is in his eyes the best paperwork he ever could. I mean, if this is what you want to do, what are you even
This is absolutely
actually
insane.
Again,
I'm not gonna
you
lie.
are not doing all of this to
Camera's
try
at
and have
2%
your music
though,
connect
we're almost
with
done
the
with the
actual
video.
people. What are you even winning at this point? But of course for Drake, since this is all about pride and ego clearly, that does not matter. It's just as we saw on this tour. This was all only ever a vehicle for him to try and gain and boost his perception and never actually give the fans decent shows, and because none of that has worked out. Of course, because Drake doesn't actually care about the art, but only the optics.
It's starting to look like he doesn't care about his art
as Drake is crashing out to new levels, while he is running away from everything for now, I am sure the next time we see him, it's going to be an even further display of how Drake has ruined his entire rap legacy.
That's what I'm
saying,
saying,
with all of that said,
that is what I'm saying, bro. I don't know, man. Drake is doing some weird shit, bro. I can't wait to actually see the full video of the breakdown of Drake's lawsuit and who he's actually suing and what for. You feel me? Y'all hit that subscribe button if you made it this far. We're dropping tomorrow's video at 3 p.m. so lock in and hit them post notifications if you haven't already, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. We go.